Right, so we want to determine the general solution of the equation 6 sine squared x plus 7 cosine x minus 3 equals 0. And we proceed as follows. Right, we first realize at this point that sine squared x is the same as 1 minus cosine squared x plus 7 cosine x minus 3 equals 0. 6 minus 6 cosine squared x plus 7 cosine x minus 3 equals 0. And then this is the same as, can write this as minus 6 cosine squared x plus 7 cosine x plus 3 equals 0. Right, upon division both left and right by -1, we have 6 cosine squared x minus 7 cosine x minus 3 equals 0. And then now we simplify this. 3 cosine x, 2 cosine x plus 1 minus 3. This means cosine x is minus 1/3, or cosine x equals 3/2. Okay, 3/2 obviously is inadmissible because it is 1.5, and the cosine of x, but we know that the cosine of x is a bounded function, so it lies between -1 and 1. So in other words, this one here is actually inadmissible. Inadmissible. So we're going to deal with this one here. Right, so dealing with this one here, first things first, we need to first obtain the reference angle associated with this. So now getting the reference angle, we have arc cosine of 1/3. All right, so the reference angle is arc cosine of 1/3. Right, so let's actually compute that one, arc cosine of 1/3. What is the result there? Right, so let's just do that one quickly. Arc cosine of 1/3 and see what we get. Right, arc cosine of 1/3. Right. Okay, let me just do that on my calculator here. Arc cosine of 1/3. See what we're getting. Right, so if we get that one, arc cosine of 1/3 would be the same as the following. Right, so this is exactly the same as 70.53 degrees. Right, so now, with that said, we obtain the following now. Obtain the following right now. We obtain the following right now. So what we are obtaining is therefore that if you have the cosine of x, and this is -1 third, we realize that in view of the cast diagram, the cosine is negative in two quadrants. It is actually negative in the second quadrant. If this one is the first quadrant, the second quadrant, the third quadrant, and the fourth quadrant. So, which means that the cosine is negative in the second and also it's negative in the third. Right, so now how do you obtain this? So we shall then say x. So now we shall obtain the answer in the second quadrant, which means x is 180 degrees minus 70.53 degrees plus the period of the function, the cosine function here. So it is 360 degrees k, where k is an element of the set of integers. So upon simplification, this is exactly 109.47 degrees plus 360 degrees times k, where k is an element of the set of integers. Okay, we obtained a solution in the second quadrant, so we can get one in the third quadrant. In the third quadrant, you can write also this way. For the third quadrant, so this is in the second quadrant. Right, so we obtained the solution in the second quadrant, but here, obviously, we're dealing with the third quadrant. Right, so dealing with the third quadrant, we have x is the same as 180 degrees plus 70 plus 360 degrees k, where k is in the integers. So which means x is 250.53 degrees plus 360 degrees k, where k is an element of the set of integers. So obviously at this point, you can even put a full stop, a multiplication sign here, 360 by k. You can even write 360 by k, where k is an element of the set of integers. So we have then actually obtained the general solution here and the general solution here. So now we're to find a general solution to the equation, the trigonometric equation, and we are done there. Alternatively, in the use of the inadmissible part, it is also applicable to say it is not applicable. So in other words, the trigonometric equation cosine x equals 3 over 2 is not applicable. Okay, so thanks everybody. A goodbye to you there.